All right, let's kick off this explainer by confronting a massive, honestly, kind of frustrating hurdle that literally every single language learner faces at some point. We all want to learn, but how do we actually keep going when it gets incredibly hard? Because let's face it, there are days when studying is just grueling. So today, we're diving into the source material to move way beyond those superficial, surface level motivations. We're going to unearth the true, deep rooted drive that will keep you moving forward even on the days you absolutely want to quit. To do this, we really need to force ourselves to look past simple, easy answers. If you ask someone why they're studying, the default answer is almost always, oh, I want to speak well. And hey, that's a great starting point. But honestly, we need to dig a lot deeper into the actual life changes you're seeking. Like, do you want a better job? To study abroad? To finally understand your favorite films without reading the subtitles? Or maybe just to feel a genuine sense of pride when you speak? Because I want to speak well isn't going to get you out of bed on a rainy Tuesday morning to study verb conjugations. Your specific, highly personal reason is the only thing that's going to anchor you when the going gets tough. So let's get into section 1, the motivation dip, when the strong feeling fades. You probably know this exact feeling. When you first start out, you have what our source calls the strong feeling. You buy that shiny new textbook, you get the squeaky new highlighters, you clear off your desk, and you make this massive, totally ambitious study plan. You feel unstoppable, right? But then reality hits. The grammar gets complicated. The listening exercises feel impossibly fast. You're just plain tired after a long day of work. This is the exact moment most people quit, mistakenly thinking, well, I guess I don't actually want to learn English. But they aren't lacking desire. They're just exhausted, and that initial spark of excitement has naturally fizzled out. Moving on to section 2, finding your clear reason. 3 doors English can open. So the first way to really lock in your reason is to think of English simply as a key. It's not just some academic subject you're trying to get an A+ in. It's a highly practical tool meant to open specific, tangible doors in your life. I mean, a key is totally useless if it just sits in a drawer. It's designed for a specific lock. Shifting your mindset to view English as a key makes the entire, sometimes grueling process feel so much more real. You aren't just memorizing abstract grammar rules anymore. You're generating real energy because you know exactly which real-world door you are actively trying to unlock. Having a clear use in mind makes the massive task of learning so much simpler. Think about what you actually need right now. Are you using this key to finally book a hotel room on vacation without going into a total panic? To confidently join a remote work meeting? Or maybe just to pass a specific certification test? Identifying your specific utility helps you cut out all the overwhelming noise. Honestly, it's such a relief to realize you don't need to learn every single word in the dictionary today. You only need to focus intensely on the vocabulary required for your specific door. But the second major reason to learn goes way beyond mere utility. It is all about human connection. Deep down, we want to understand other lives, ideas, and cultures. And the beautiful truth here is that you absolutely do not need perfect English to connect. A simple, slightly imperfect, genuine conversation, maybe just asking a stranger where they're from at a coffee shop, is infinitely more valuable than writing a flawless sentence in a workbook. A smile, a genuine question, and just trying your best, that's what brings the language to life. It shifts the entire focus from a stressful school subject to 2 human beings actually meeting and understanding one another. Which brings us to section 3, meeting your future self. Who are you becoming? Envisioning your future self is a massive driver for long-term success. Seriously, take a second and think about who you're becoming through this agonizing but incredibly rewarding process. Today, you might be frustrated, struggling with the basics, feeling like you're constantly making mistakes. But 1 year from now, maybe you're that confident person, traveling alone, speaking without that tight feeling of fear in your chest. 3 years from now, English isn't a stressful chore. It's just a natural, effortless part of your everyday life. Envisioning a future self who refuses to quit transforms this whole experience from finishing a textbook into actively building your actual life. Now, a really great way to clarify this vision is by contrasting the person you want to become with the person you absolutely do not want to become. You definitely don't want to be the person weighed down like a heavy anchor, constantly saying, I'll start next month, or missing out on a dream job because you were simply too afraid to try. Using a healthy fear of regret, like the stark fear of staying in the exact same spot 5 years from now, can be such a powerful tool to force a clear, positive choice today. Don't let fear paralyze you. Let it be the runway that launches you into a simple 15-minute study session right now.
Okay, section 4, bridging the gap. Connecting today to tomorrow.
I really want to emphasize a direct quote from our source material here because it represents the absolute most vital mindset shift you can possibly make. It says, connect today's small work with the bigger result. When you are dead tired after a long shift and asking yourself, why am I reading this boring page? You have to mentally remind yourself that this specific short listening exercise is literally a building block of your future job. It's one step on the road to your next big trip. You don't reach the end in one massive magical jump, right? You get there one tiny, meaningful step at a time.
Let's look at section 5. Action precedes feeling. You don't need to feel ready.
The reality of human psychology is actually completely backwards to how we usually think about it. Most of us wait to feel like a motivated, energetic learner before we sit down to study. But actually, the action has to come first. Step 1, you force the small action, even if you are totally exhausted. Step 2, because you took that action, you suddenly begin to feel like a confident learner. Your brain catches up to your actions. And step 3, you build real trust in yourself. You realize you can bounce back after a bad day. Stop waiting for motivation to just strike from the sky. Take the action first, and I promise you, the feelings will follow.
Section 6, keeping your goals close, making the big dream tangible.
A massive dream, like perfect English, is just too vague and, frankly, too distant. You need stepping stones. Give your mind highly visible targets to achieve right now, this month. Maybe it's understanding just one easy podcast this week, or speaking into a microphone for 2 minutes about your day, or sending one simple email in English at work without asking a colleague to check it first. These are tangible victories you can actually see and feel. Stacking up these small, close goals allows you to see yourself changing in real time, and that provides fresh, vital energy for the inevitable harder days ahead.
At the end of the day, finding your why isn't some magic spell. It's not going to instantly eliminate the difficult days or magically simplify confusing grammar rules. Your reason is simply a lantern. It illuminates the road ahead of you, but it can't walk the path for you. You still have to put one foot in front of the other. However, you can make those steps drastically more enjoyable by linking them to things you already love. Use English to explore your favorite music, dive into a new recipe, follow a sports team, or watch films. When English carries something you genuinely care about, the journey feels entirely natural.
So, we end with a challenge for you today. What is the one tiny step you will take today to build your future self? Remember, you absolutely do not need to feel strong, highly motivated, or perfectly ready every single day. You just need to remember what truly matters to you, keep your reason close, and let it drive your very next action right now. So, what will your action be? Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I really hope this helps you unlock your own path forward.